Anyway, welcome to Stingy's stage. Really, this is where Stingy is. Stingy's the big walrus. And this is his stage. Unfortunately, Stingy's model's not here yet, so we won't be able to see him here on the stage. So, I already knew about the iceberg design because Tom told me about it a couple of weeks back. Tom tells me a lot about the game since when I'm chatting to him, he's actually working on it most of the time when I'm chatting to him. Anyway, Tom was debating what type of stage to give Stingy, and then he came up with the idea of putting an iceberg since, what do you think when you think of walruses, walruses and other things? You think of ice, mainly. They can be found on beaches, but ice suits it better. And you notice, there's a big giant hole for where the walrus would sit. And there's a picture there on the floor just beside, this is where we're supposed to be. And have you noticed, why is everywhere over this place? Good grief. Anyway, as you can see, it says the home of fun. It's not really the home of fun. It's more of the home of terror and nightmares. Now, there is something else here. It's an Easter egg. Technically, I made one of the designs on one of the posters in the building. And I've actually seen it twice in 2 areas so far. I created a poster of Iggy, obviously, because Iggy's the only character we currently have at the moment. I did one for Iggy 1.0, and I've also done another one for Iggy 2.0. I like the fact that it's only Iggy on the pictures and everything. It's all about Iggy. Okay, so kind of understand why the night guard might get peeved about talking about Iggy constantly. Because if that's all you're going to see in this place, you eventually are going to get fed up. But yeah, this is the stage area where you'll have him. He'll be here, and there's a vent. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see this the black thing be here? This is a vent, and it's really small, so it's for a small character to squeeze through and head off. Now the vents are actually connected to above our office, because from the layout, that's what I could gather. Now this is the cam that I was telling you about, because Stingy is indeed in one of the cameras that I mentioned before, and this is it. Now, Stingy being a walrus, he probably might be much more bulky. He won't fit in the vent, so you don't need to worry about that. He'll make his way downstairs at some point. Again, he's probably because of his size, probably a much slower character, most likely. I assume he would be because it's a walrus. And let's see what else is in the area. There's a piece of paper with nothing on it. Or is this a TV or a box or something? I can't really tell what this is. It's too dark. Anyway, we will be brightening this up shortly. Now, if you notice up here, it says, come something with Iggy. November the 27th. So apparently they got a big event coming up. I thought they just don't bother changing their posters. At all. Unless, of course, it is November, which would mean that it's a month after the events of the attack. Where the other guard disappeared. I know what you're thinking. It's very dark. Well, it's nighttime. Nothing's on at this time. It's a simple layout. It works. And everything's painted the same. And it's so clean as well. You assume kids have never been in these areas, but they have. But it's so pristine and clean. I like it. Except that one little poster that fell on the floor. But who cares? It's still clean. Nice, clean and tidy. Look at it. Children have not been here. They've actually got somebody who's cleaning these offices correctly and not leaving them a mess. I know what you're thinking as well. Twinkle, is that vent open? I believe it is actually. Normally a company would probably put a grate or something over it. But then again, you don't think of that when you're playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Apparently people just don't bother putting anything to cover the vent in case little kiddies get in. But who cares? Child safety is number 1 here. It's the fun laughter of the family. It's a very nice stage. That's all I have to say. Again, we've never seen his stage, but now we've got a location for where he's supposed to be. And again, please don't go badgering Tom. He hasn't had the models yet. As soon as he does, I'm pretty sure he will show us. But he hasn't had like the models for the use for in the game. Because he's not making Rigby. At least Iggy looks fantastic. At least we get to know him a lot better. We can like know his moments. And then again, he is constantly moving about. Now there was a stream up yesterday which I was with Tom talking to him, and then he told me he's going to do a stream about his game, so I went along to watch as well. And we got to see like a lot of like the new game, the Iggy Funhouse. Again, not the whole entire gameplay, but we did get to see a bit of it. So we got to see a bit of the layout, some of like the new mechanisms, the stuff you can use. The other camera that wasn't present in the map showing up on the wiki, the extra camera they've added. And yeah, Tom indeed also mentioned about the models, because people were constantly asking to see more of the characters. Again, as the only thing we know about Stingy at the moment is that he's found here, and that this here is the only picture we have of him at the moment. The only character we've got moving around is Iggy. But then again, there's something a bit off about Iggy 2.0. But again, he's not the one with high intelligence. That's why I assume it would have been the other one. But why did they replace him? I mean, I know why. But again, we don't know which Iggy that was. Anyway, let's move on to another image that Artemis had taken from the stream that was up yesterday.